Don't ask me either.
Dan, we didn't see Kenny Stills out there, and with Rashad hobbling, is it safe to assume that Matt Hazel's going to be up on Sunday?
I would say so.
What have you seen from him in terms of his development?
Hazel's done a nice job for us. He's gone out there and he's done really good for us when he's on offense, and then on the scout team, he's made a ton of plays. You know, he's another one of the young guys that we have that I really feel like has come along, and I have a lot of confidence in Hazel going in there and competing for us. He'll do a good job.
Are you optimistic Stills might play still, or is that something that seems?
Who's that?
Stills.
Oh, Stills. It's still optimistic, but we'll see. He got an ankle yesterday, and so you know, we'll just. He's got 48 hours. We'll see how it heals up.
Coach, if you could talk a little bit in general, maybe about boundary versus field corner. What are some of the responsibilities there, and how do you what do you look for on both of those?
I don't know if so much that. I mean, just boundary in general. You don't have as much field to cover usually. With the way we play it in zone. Usually, if you're the boundary, you're probably on the short side of the formation. So let's say it's a 3-by-1. You're on the short side of the field, not as much field to cover. However, you're probably isolated, whether it's man or zone. So that's kind of, that's what comes into play a little bit more. Whereas now, if you're on the wide side of the field, you have more grass, but you also are probably in a coverage to where maybe you're a little more protected, you could say. So, but whichever corner you are, you're going to have to play both sides. In most offenses, however you want to set it up, you're not going to put a 3-by-1 in the short side of the field. So you're going to get. It's hard to isolate one way or another. If that makes sense.
There's also be scenarios where you play either side.
Yeah, you're going to have to be able to do both. So
You've talked before about how important managing personalities is in this job. How much is keeping morale up when things are kind of going wrong?
yeah, it's big. It's big. And we felt like we. It was a bit of a fight early in the week. The guys are down, and lose a couple in a row, and it's frustrating. And there's some changes, obviously, the changes that were made, and it's not the easiest thing on guys. And but it was fun. I was talking to Lou Anarumo a little bit ago, and we were talking about how good the practice was today. The spirits were high, the guys were bouncing around, and so it got better every day, and they've worked themselves back into it. And I expect they're going to go out there and have a lot of energy and be ready to go.
If there are some players that kind of are wondering what the future holds here, and if there is a light in the tunnel of this franchise, what would you tell them?
Well, I mean, I've expressed this before. Is you have the coaching changes that have been made, and if you're still not producing, however you want to look at it, at some point they're going to start looking in that room, and looking at the guys on the field. I mean, we're all going to be, at the end of it, we're all going to be evaluated, and so they understand that. And above all else, nobody likes to lose. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't taste good. So if anything, you're fighting for a win. So at least you take it away a little bit.
Is there an experience you can draw on from your playing days that are comparable to where you may have been earlier this week in keep morale up?
No, I mean, it's just, look, you've been in this league long enough. I mean, I've been on the winning side, I've been on the losing side. I've been on the side where you win 7 in a row and then you lose 4 in a row, 5 in a row. So the important thing is that you stay consistent to what you do. You just keep believing in what you believe in. You keep pushing forward, you go to work, and you clean up the things that need to be cleaned up, the little details, because that's the difference in it. That's the difference in winning and losing, are the small details.
Dan, more bookkeeping. You still thinking that Coleman's going to wind up getting moved up?
We're still talking about it right now. I don't know. We could possibly bring Jordan Williams up to the practice squad. That could be an option. So we're still kicking around both.
So to piggyback on that, even though this wasn't my initial question, Derek Shelby has played a little bit on the inside. Have you given thought to that, I guess, holding you down, holding you over?
We would certainly, yes. We've thought about that. If we need to do that, we feel comfortable doing that. I mean, Shelby can go in there and play the defensive tackle for us if we need it. And certainly, it's base downs where you're a little more hesitant, but if you need to do it, you can do it. Sub, we feel good about that. But
Go ahead.
the other thing I was going to say is this is a good week. If you're going to be a little lighter on the inside, this is a good week to be lighter. Just the way they run the ball, it's zone schemes back and forth. There's not a lot of gap in your face downhill where you need the big girth, So certainly you'd like to be bigger than smaller, but it's not a bad week to be smaller.
Now to my official question. With young guys like Jamar Taylor and Walt Aikens, who have had struggles, have been demoted, how do you keep them focused and pushing through their struggles?
Right. Well, I mean, you just tell them that, and they've known this from day one. You just look at the changes that have been made here. It's all about winning, and it's all about competing, and it's all about winning your one-on-one. Everybody knows the expectations of their job, our job, everything, and so I don't think it comes as a shock. But you also, and they know this, that the door's not closed. It's not closed. I mean, you go out and you continue to compete, and you can very easily go back in there and get another opportunity. I mean, just because those things happen, I'm not turning a blind eye to a guy. I mean, I'm willing to give anybody a shot that'll come back and compete and fight and proves to be better than the other guy. So that's what you tell them. The door's not closed.
The linebacker unit, how banged up are those guys? And, will they be expected to go guys like Campbell and Shepard?
Well, actually, I feel a lot better. I feel like we finally are healing up. This is the best I've felt about our linebackers in 3 weeks. So Cole looked good today. Jelani looked good. Shep looked good. And so we're a lot healthier today than we were this time last Friday.
Talk a little bit about Campbell and Shepard's ability to communicate, pre-snap, where everybody needs to be. How important has he been?
Shep's one of those guys that, I mean, talk about guys that you can count on this football team. He's one of those guys. I mean, he communicates very well, but above that, he's not only is he great with his teammates in the locker room. I mean, he's been a very productive player for us, and honestly, he's been playing really good football. I mean, since I took over, I mean, I've noticed him, and he's had winning performances every week. So he's playing with a lot of confidence. He sets the table for us defensively, and he rallies the troops.
I want to ask you about the run defense, and I know I asked you this last week, and it continues to be an issue. Is it really just containment on the outside that is causing these struggles?
Well, there again, just if you talk schematically, it's one guy not fitting the gap. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's on the perimeter. It doesn't mean that it's, okay, well, this time it was, sometimes it can be, we get cut off on the backside. Like first play of the game last week against the Jets, we got cut on the backside. The guy took our legs out. Well, that's his gap. And so you dashes for 10, 12 yards. So those are the little things where they pop up. Now, here's something else I will say that I do believe is part of it. And when our defense is asked to play the amount of snaps that they're asked to play and continually stop the run, the odds go up, and I hate for them to even hear that in there. The odds go up that something bad may happen because it's just more reps over and over. So, well, how do you take care of that? Well, one way you do is you complement them offensively, and you chew up the clock, and you move the ball, and you get first downs, you put points on the board, and now your defense isn't having to be out there as long as you are. That's another way to take care of it, I feel like. But just schematically, hey, we got to fit the gaps. You got to do it 60 plays, all 60 plays. You better take ownership of your gap.
With tight ends, you're a tight end coach. That is your unit. They haven't really been visible much this season. Is that just coaching or is it just game plan?
I would like to get the tight end involved this week. So I see exactly what you see. So I see it.
Coach Buck Allen, he said he saw the run by Ivory last week, and he saw everybody kind of get cut on the backside, and he was kind of looking forward to that. He said his eyes lit up type thing. But what can be done to kind of stop these guys from getting cut on the backside so they can kind of receive the football?
Well, you just penetration. You got to get your hands on these guys when they take off running. So the faster you get upfield and get your hands on them, then you can play off of them. If you try to run laterally with them and don't think about penetration first, then either you're going to get knocked off the line of scrimmage or you will get cut. So certainly there's an art to playing it, and there's better linemen out there than others at doing the job. And this team does a really good job at it. I mean, this is bread and butter for them. They're as good as anybody running the zone, zone game. So. But we've seen it. We know what's coming. And, you guys got to be ready to go.
How's Mike Pouncey doing?
Good. He looked good. He got a full day of work yesterday, and he was a little sore today, but he looks good. I anticipate him going for us.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.